If your mind won't stop talking, if you replay conversations, if you plan every possible future, if you analyze the same problem from 10 angles and still don't feel better, this video is for you. And I'm going to start with a simple truth that will save you a lot of time. Overthinking is not a thinking problem. It's a stress response. It's your nervous system trying to create safety by predicting everything. That's why logic alone doesn't switch it off. You can be smart, self-aware, and still be trapped in your head because the system underneath is still on alert. I've spent years reading and testing self-improvement advice, and I'll be honest, most of it fails here. It tells you to just be positive or just stop thinking. That doesn't work when the body is tense and the brain is in survival mode. So today I'll give you a practical reset plan, not theory. A clear sequence, what to stop doing, what to do instead, and a simple daily protocol that makes your mind quieter over time. If you do what I'm about to share, you will feel more mental space, more calm, and more control, not by forcing your thoughts, but by changing the signals that create them. Here's the core idea. Your brain overthinks when it doesn't feel safe, not morally safe, nervous system safe. When your body is tense, your breathing is shallow, your attention is overloaded, and your day has no recovery, the brain starts scanning. It searches for threats, mistakes, and missing details. It tries to solve your life in your head because it doesn't trust the present moment. That's why overthinking often gets worse at night. The day finally gets quiet, and suddenly your mind gets louder. It's not random. It's the system finally showing you what it is. So we're going to approach this the right way. We don't fight thoughts with more thoughts. We don't argue with the mind. We don't try to win against ourselves. We lower the alarm first. Then we redirect the mind with. That's the order, and I'll walk you through it step by step. First, I want you to recognize the 3 most common overthinking traps, because once you see them, you stop feeding them. The first trap is rumination. That's replaying the past and trying to rewrite it. You replay what you said, what they said, what you should have said, and you keep trying to get a different emotional outcome from the same memory. The second trap is future spiraling. That's forecasting disaster, running mental simulations, and trying to control uncertainty by preparing for everything. The third trap is compulsive problem solving. That's when your brain treats every emotion as a task and every discomfort as something that must be fixed immediately. And here's the important part. These traps feel productive, but they don't produce results. They produce tension. They keep the alarm switched on. Now, let's get practical. Starting today, there are 3 rules that change overthinking fast. The first rule is this. Do not solve emotional discomfort with mental noise. If you feel uneasy, your first move is not to think harder. Your first move is to lower your body's signal. Because if the body is tense, the mind will keep pushing. So whenever you catch yourself overthinking, do this first. Relax your jaw slightly, drop your shoulders, unclench your belly. Slow down your movement by 10%. And make your exhale a little longer than your inhale. No counting, no timers, just a slightly longer exhale. Do that a few times. This is not a meditation performance. This is telling your nervous system we are not in immediate danger. Then and only then you decide what to do next. This one step alone will cut the intensity of overthinking because you're changing the fuel. The second rule is to stop feeding uncertainty with open loops. Overthinking loves open loops, unfinished tasks, unclear priorities, too many options, too many tabs, too many messages left hanging. Your brain hates uncertainty and it tries to close it by thinking. So, the solution is simple. Close one loop on purpose. Pick one small thing you can finish in the next 15 or 20 minutes and finish it. It can be sending one email, cleaning one surface, making one decision, writing one paragraph, taking a short walk, preparing a simple meal. The point is completion. Completion tells the brain, we can handle life. And when the brain feels capable, it gets quieter. The third rule is to stop treating every thought as important. Overthinking feels like important thinking. It isn't. Most of it is noise produced by tension. So here's what you do. When you notice the spiral, label it. Not with drama, just label it. Say to yourself, this is overthinking, or this is rumination, or this is future spiraling. Naming it breaks the trance. Then you redirect to something physical and real. You bring your attention to your hands, your feet, your breathing, or the task in front of you. You don't need to win an argument with the thought. You need to stop giving it the stage. Now I'm going to give you the part that most people skip, and that's why they keep overthinking for years. You need a container for thinking. Not all thinking is bad. Planning is useful, reflection is useful, but if you let your brain think whenever it wants, it will think all day and call it help. So we build a container. Starting today, create a daily thinking window. 10 minutes. Same time if you can. In that window, you are allowed to think, plan, write, worry, and problem solve. But outside of that window, you don't do it. You postpone it. You tell your brain, not now, later. That sounds too simple, but it works because the brain learns boundaries. If you never set boundaries, your mind becomes an endless meeting with no agenda. And inside that thinking window, you follow one structure. You write down 3 things. First, what is the actual problem in one sentence, not a story? Second, what is one action you can take today, not 10? 1. Third, what is one thing you will not do today because it makes you worse? Then you close the notebook. You're done. This method turns thinking into action. Overthinking becomes planning, and planning becomes progress. Now let's talk about decision making, because overthinking and indecision are best friends. If you can't decide, your brain keeps running because the loop stays open. And many people think they have a decision problem, but they actually have a nervous system problem. When you're dysregulated, everything feels higher stakes. Small choices feel dangerous. You start imagining regret, criticism, failure, and you try to pick the perfect option so you can avoid discomfort. But life doesn't work like that. You don't need perfect decisions. You need decisions that move you forward. So here is a simple decision rule for today. If a decision is reversible, decide fast. If it's hard to reverse, decide slower, but still within a container. Most daily decisions are reversible. What to eat, what to wear, what time to train, what task to do first, what email to send, what to post, what to buy under a certain amount. Those decisions do not deserve hours of your life. For reversible decisions, give yourself a short deadline, even 5 minutes. Choose the option that is good enough and commit. Commitment closes the loop, and closing the loop calms the mind. For bigger decisions, you use a structure, not endless thinking. Here's a clean structure you can do on paper in 10 minutes. You define what you want, you define the top 3 criteria that matter most, and you define what you are willing to trade off. Then you choose the option that matches your criteria, not your anxiety. Because anxiety will always ask for more certainty than life can provide. And if you wait until you feel 100% sure, you will wait forever. The goal is not certainty, the goal is direction. Now I want to give you a practical tool for decision paralysis that you can use immediately. It's called the one-way door and two-way door test. A two-way door means you can try it and change your mind. Those decisions should be quick. A one-way door means it's hard to undo, like moving countries, quitting a job without a plan, signing a major contract. Those decisions deserve more thought, but not more anxiety. You still put them into a container. You do not let them live in your head all day. You schedule one session, you gather the key information, you decide, and then you stop thinking about it. Overthinking after the decision is not wisdom, it's self-punishment. And here's the part people miss. If you're overthinking a decision, ask yourself one question. Am I actually missing information? Or am I seeking emotional comfort? If you are missing information, get it. Make one call, read one source, ask one person, set one number, then decide. If you are seeking emotional comfort, no amount of thinking will give it to you. Comfort comes from regulation and action, not from perfect analysis. Now let's go back to the habits that keep overthinking alive, because if you don't remove the fuel, the fire stays. Don't do constant information intake when you're anxious. When you are in a stress state, searching for more content feels like control, but it often increases overwhelm. Don't do late-night scrolling and call it recovery. It's not recovery, it's stimulation. Don't have heavy conversations in your head. If there is a real conversation you need to have, write down what you want to say and schedule it. If there isn't, let it go. And don't make big decisions while you're dysregulated. When your nervous system is on fire, everything looks urgent, everything looks dramatic. Regulate first, decide second. That order protects your life. Now I'll give you a simple night plan, because the night is where overthinking loves to perform. Here's how you handle it without fighting your mind. First, you lower stimulation. Dim the lights, reduce screens, reduce input. Second, you close one loop, something small and physical, like preparing tomorrow's clothes, setting your keys, cleaning one surface, writing tomorrow's first task. Third, you do a brain dump, but with a limit. You write what's on your mind for 3 minutes, then you stop. You don't journal for an hour. You don't write a novel. You just unload. Then you choose one line to end it. Tomorrow, I will handle this at my thinking window. This tells your brain there is a plan, so it can stop scanning. And if you wake up at night with your mind racing, don't negotiate with it. Don't start solving life at 3 a.m. Your brain is not a wise philosopher at night. It's a stressed machine. So you do a reset. You soften the body. You lengthen the exhale slightly. And you give the brain one simple instruction. Not now, tomorrow. You repeat that like a boundary. Overthinking has no boundary. You give it one. Now I want to give you a simple protocol for today. Not a lifestyle change, not a new identity, a protocol you can do even if you're busy. The moment you catch yourself spiraling, you do a fast reset. You soften the body, you slow down your movement, and you lengthen the exhale slightly. Then you do one of two options. Option 1 is a close-the-loop action, a small task you can finish quickly. Option 2 is a shift to reality action, like a short walk without your phone, washing your face with cool water, stretching your neck and shoulders, or tidying one small space. After that, if a real problem remains, you put it into your thinking window and handle it with structure. That's the full loop. Regulate, act, contain. This is also why overthinking often disappears when people are in motion. When you're walking, training, cleaning, building something, your body is involved. The nervous system gets feedback that life is happening, not just imagined. The mind gets quieter because reality is stronger than simulation, so if you've tried to think less and failed, stop trying to think less. Start living more in the body. That is the real solution. Now, I'm going to give you one more tool that can change your week. It's called the two lists. When you feel mentally overwhelmed, your brain mixes everything together. It combines what you can control and what you can't. That creates helplessness, and helplessness creates more thinking. So you separate it. You write one line that says, what I can control today, and one line that says, what I can't control today. Under the first line, you put 1 to 3 actions. Under the second line, you put whatever is not yours to solve today. Then you commit to the first list. This is how you stop wasting mental energy on problems that are not actionable right now. Now let's close with a truth that people don't like hearing, but it sets you free. Overthinking is often a way to avoid feeling. Thinking feels safer than feeling. Analyzing feels safer than sitting with discomfort. But you don't heal by analyzing forever. You heal by building capacity. Capacity to feel a bit of uncertainty without panic. Capacity to feel a bit of discomfort without running into mental noise. That capacity is built through regulation and repetition, not through perfect insights. So here's your clear action for today. I want you to pick one of these and do it in the next 24 hours. Set a 10-minute thinking window and use the 3 questions. What's the problem in one sentence? What's one action today? What's one thing you won't do today? Or the next time you spiral, do the fast reset and close one loop on purpose. Or if you're stuck on a decision, use the reversible rule. If it's reversible, decide fast and commit. Then move forward. Don't feed the loop. If this video helped you, stay with this channel. This is what we build here. Calm strength, clear mind. Practical self-improvement without hype. Watch the playlist in order if you want a full step-by-step baseline reset. And if you want, leave a comment with one word that describes your overthinking pattern most often. Rumination, future spiraling, or decision paralysis. Naming it is the first step to changing it. You don't need a new brain, you need a calmer system, and you can start today.